What's going on, guys? It's K-Dub here with another episode of Crypto Zombie. Today is Monday, back on the grind. Well, not so much for me, actually. Right now, I'm actually currently in Florida for a change, heading out to Cuba for a little bit of a vacation, but you guys know, obviously, I could not make a video today, so shout out to everyone that's been liking, subscribing, and commenting. You guys are awesome. Don't mind the fact that I'm stuck in this little box right here right now. So, that being said, if we have a look at the markets, we have Bitcoin up 1%, Ethereum 1.6%. We're seeing some mild green across the boards. It's actually not a bad week. Market cap sitting around 218 billion, with Bitcoin dominance still around that 53%, not really budging very much. If we look at the biggest gainers of the day, we have Loopring up almost 15%, IOTA, VeChain, Binance, Loom Network, Aurora, Ontology, Huobi, Kyber Network, Funfair, and Pivx. So it looks like the altcoins are definitely seeing the love today. Now, if we move on, obviously, and we have a look, we have Tom Lee. He is still standing by his $20,000 end of the year target for Bitcoin. Although, you know, we did have that thing come out yesterday that basically anything that CNBC says, if you do the opposite, you have a 95% chance of actually choosing the right thing. So basically, if they say buy, sell, buy, etc. But that being said, he says, I do think in 2018, trading has shifted. There's much more Bitcoin trading in the US as certain exchanges have attracted hedge funds. I do think hedge funds are playing a role right now, he said. More of the analyst hedge funds are hiring, they're interested in cryptocurrencies, but hedge funds are not aggressively adding Bitcoins into their portfolios. So he presented a chart showing the relationship between the Bitcoin price and the S&P 500 index. As the emerging markets rallied at the end of 2018, Bitcoin's price soared. Since then, both indicators have sharply declined. Now, that's a very interesting thing to note. It wasn't just the crypto markets that were doing really, really well at the end of 2018. We were also seeing traditional stocks doing very, very well. And then all of a sudden, we had the Facebook 20%, Twitter fell 20%, right? And obviously, we know what happened with crypto. So it's kind of surprising how it seems like all of these financial markets, whether they be crypto or traditional, kind of took a bit of a hit in the beginning of the year through where we stand right now. Now, moving on, so we got to talk about Craig Wright, obviously. So you have Calvin Ayre, an affiliate of Craig Wright and the owner of CoinGeek. So he responded to an article which featured Vitalik Buterin urging that Bitcoin Cash community needs to ostracize Craig Wright. So if you guys remember, he posted that yesterday, and he was like, I think that Craig Wright is the only person that both Bitcoin Cash and Bitcoin kind of don't really like that much. So in response to Calvin Ayre's post, a Twitter user with the handle CalOperate said that Vitalik is at least capable of coding a Hello World program. So Craig Wright then entered the conversation and claimed that he had taught in both C, C++, and MASM, and posted a screenshot of the Hello World program. However, another Twitter user named Laurent Rothfast was quick to spot the plagiarism. It turned out that the code, except for some changes for wording, had been copy-pasted from a Hello World tutorial. So basically the big joke here is, if Craig Wright really is Satoshi, do you honestly think that this guy needs to plagiarize something so simple as a Hello World program, which is essentially just for beginners, right? So yeah, I don't know, more Craig Wright fake Satoshi news coming out right now, but something that legitimate has come out from Brendan Eich, who's the JavaScript creator. So he's essentially announced a new cryptocurrency interoperability protocol. So this is known as the Universal Protocol Platform. This venture will help bolster the cryptocurrency ecosystem. So under the Universal Protocol Platform banner, he aims to introduce cryptocurrency interoperability. This is massive. We've seen a lot of projects like the BlockNet out there trying to do it. Obviously, we have the Interoperability Alliance with Aeon, Wanchain, and Icon as well. So this is something that we definitely need in the space. You know, the problem is that these chains, they can't communicate with each other. They're essentially data islands or data silos. So basically, allowing blockchains to communicate with one another is a step in the right direction. And this is going to be achieved through proxy tokens, which is a very interesting approach. So these tokens are going to represent individual digital assets. So you'll have a token that will correlate with Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, etc., right? So this Universal Protocol Platform offers many different advantages besides just simply interoperability. It improves overall liquidity for cryptocurrency ecosystem as a whole. This is really good if you're looking for things like DEXs in the future, because we know that these DEXs are facing these liquidity issues, right? There's not enough volume happening. So furthermore, he says that he's convinced that decentralized exchanges are going to receive so many benefits through this platform. And yeah, so that is really awesome news coming out of the creator from JavaScript. And another thing too, we were talking about scams, people getting hacked. Obviously, a lot of people are turned off in the space due to the fact that it's very unsafe, it's not regulated, and pretty much you send the money to the wrong address, well, you know, kiss that goodbye. So basically what we have is a Chrome extension that's called Sentinel Protocol. So what it does is that if the website appears suspicious during the scanning process, it will alert the user. So apart from that, a user will be able to verify information from other forms of social media channels such as Facebook, Telegram, cryptocurrency wallets, as well as URLs. And not just that, but the Sentinel protocol will be an aggregator of security advice, news, and tips as well, so the Sentinel can also be directed to investigate and validate a threat if required. At the moment, there are close to 7 people who act as validators, but they do plan to expand this circle in the future. Moving on to some coin news, we have round 9 open for Binance Coin of the Month. So the 5 candidates are Byteball, Cortex, Everipedia, GoChain, and Metablock. So you guys know what to do. You know the drill. However, in the end, the bots are probably just going to do what they want anyway. So might as well just sit back, grab the popcorn, and enjoy the show. So moving on, we have new EOS bugs that apparently steals resources directly from users. So if you don't really understand with EOS, essentially they have this central component is RAM. So RAM has become a valuable resource in the EOS ecosystem, and users have been actively trading it. In this way, RAM has become a tradable commodity with prices fluctuating based on supply and demand. However, according to this post that recently showed up on Reddit, the new EOS bug involves a user running malicious code on their account. The code permits adding table rows in the name of other accounts that it's sending them tokens. The users can then steal the RAM by inserting large amounts of garbage, essentially, into rows when dApps or users send them tokens. So they say that the temporary solution proposed by EOS is for users to send their tokens through a proxy account which has no RAM. The account that has malicious code interacts only with the proxy account, keeping users' RAM safe. Although, who wants to go through an extra 5 steps just to use something that really should be a lot easier? And yeah, I don't know, a lot of bugs on EOS. I mean, hopefully this gets sorted out. I know there's been a somewhat of a disappointment with the amount of money that's been raised for EOS, you know, and the fact that we're having all these bugs. But, you know, once again, not just coming to defense for any particular project. I mean, we've seen this happen with Neo. We've seen this happen with Ethereum. It's just unfortunate that it, you know, keeps happening back to back like this. Now, moving on to the Upfire dApp. Now, this is a very little known crypto. In fact, I wasn't even really aware of this, but they're basically going to go up against things such as like BitTorrent in the, you know, decentralized P2P sharing ecosystem. And you're basically going to be awarded tokens for using this. So they say as of now, the Upfire in-app wallet has passed initial testing and it's safe to use. You can use the application to safely generate a new password protected Upfire wallet that can store both UFR, that's the token of Upfire, and ETH. So generating an Upfire wallet creates a JSON file so you can load your Upfire wallet in many other major wallets, etc. You know, for example, my Ether wallet, that's my go-to, that's the one that I use. So if you already have ETH or a UFR stored in your wallet, you'll be able to load that wallet directly into the application using your wallet's JSON file or private key and immediately begin using the application. So they basically are saying that Upfire has the potential to become one of the first truly useful dApps that solves an ever-prevalent issue, the seeder problem, and changes the way people think about sharing and seeding files. You know, when we know of it as a set-in-stone date, they say, for the official release of the application, they will definitely announce it, but I'll tell you what, people are getting excited because it's up 40% today. Although do keep in mind that it only has volume of around $60,000, and it's really only on a few minor exchanges, Cryptopia and Cos. But yeah, that volume is super low. I mean, if we give it a quick refresh live, let's see where it's at now. I forgot the internet's a little bit slow where I'm at, guys. So, but it was 40% earlier. No, it's still at 40%, so it hasn't really moved. But look, the volume hasn't moved either, so I don't know. Just check it out, see what's going on. So guys, you also have CPChain getting involved with drug safety and smart healthcare solutions. You know, there was obviously the really big vaccine scandal that happened recently in China. Really unfortunate, and it really opened people's eyes to the pharmaceuticals and where they're coming from, tracing them back, making sure that it's legitimate. So this is a little bit of an interesting thing because we have a lot of supply chain logistics companies already that exist on the market. But now that we're seeing these other projects also hop into the space, could this be competition for other projects, such as VeChain or Walton? So that's something to think about. Another thing that also came out from CPChain was they announced their reputation node ecosystem structure will be released towards the end of this month, very soon. And the whole big deal was everybody was wondering, what does the R stand for in R node? So the cat's out of the bag. It stands for reputation. That was the big reveal. Moving on, we have Japanese ICT conglomerate Fujitsu is launching an IOTA-based proof of concept for audit trail processing in the manufacturing industry. So the notice says that the company will use the IOTA protocol as an immutable data storage medium for audit trails across industrial production environments and supply chains with the aim to improve transparency, data trust, and data security. So there you go. Not only do you have them getting involved with, automobiles and stuff like that, but also dealing with supply chains as well. So is this potentially getting overcrowded? Probably not. I mean, I'm sure right now the space is so small, these options are perfectly fine. The joint project intends to tackle the challenges of increasingly data-intensive Industry 4.0 manufacturing, as well as supply chains. Now, moving on to another topic that I've been very interested lately is blockchain gaming. It's definitely come a very long way, but here is the big news out of Enjincoin today. They say that the 6 games that have currently been using the Enjin platform together have laid down the foundation of something astonishingly wonderful, gloriously epic, and impossible. That's their words. I think they're kind of blowing it up a little bit, but essentially you have the first gaming multiverse ever. So Age of Rust, 9 Lives Arena, Crypto Fights, War of Crypto, Bitcoin Hodler, and Forest Knight have decided to connect their worlds with blocks and chains and make history by implementing the first multi-dimensional ERC 1155 items. So entangled blockchain-based gaming assets that can pierce through the boundaries of virtual space-time and enable gamers to experience digital worlds like never before. You can actually come over to the page, you can look at some of this. I love their graphics, by the way. It's always like outer space and just really, really cool, like this right here. Got to get that guy to start doing my graphics. But yes, that's really, really awesome, transferring items not only from the same type of game, but also from one game to another game. Now that's pretty interesting, guys. Also, let's talk about Waltonchain hardware R&D team saying that the RFID chip is in the final development stages and will soon be ready for tape out. So this is good news, although we did see those VeChain not chips, but they had those stickers that you could put on that came out the other day. So it's kind of like a race, but it's healthy competition. I'm glad to see these guys kind of pushing each other forward. And you know what? It doesn't matter who wins, guys, as long as we're getting it out there and we're getting it on the blockchain and we're achieving the cause, then I am down. Talking about other supply chain, we have VeChain founder Sunny Liu. He did a live chat on YouTube yesterday where he spoke about the future. You can watch the video right here if you want. But on top of talking about what was going on, with the mainnet swap and all that, he said that the next version of the VeChain Thor wallet will support public token sales with offline signature function that will also be coming as well. Also, the VEVID service that allows to verify their identity is in the final testing phase and should be released soon. Speaking about the near future, Lou confirmed that VeChain will be adding another automotive company to their current lineup that already includes BMW and Renault. Now guys, of course, it would not be a crypto video without some crypto gloom and doom. Literally, Dr. Doom himself declares crypto apocalypse, calls blockchain BS, and says Bitcoin is not money. So this guy, Nouriel Roubini, just doubled down on his reputation as Dr. Doom. So it's the famed NYU economist who earned his PhD at Harvard. Apparently, he's been going around bashing absolutely everything, saying that it's dead, it's the mother of all bubbles, I've seen collapses before, this is the worst I've ever seen yet, there's crazy market manipulation, all altcoins are going to zero, Bitcoin is going to zero. Yeah, I don't know. You guys can read this. This guy is just a negative Nancy over here, but I had to throw that in there for some opposition, just to be objective. Oh, and also we have Mark Zuckerberg's sister signs on to serve on Huobi chain as advisory. Wow, that's very interesting because Mark Zuckerberg's sister probably knows so much about blockchain, and yeah, I've actually seen her as an advisor on a few projects, some upcoming ICOs that I've heard about specifically, I don't really know how I feel about that. I don't know, just because she's Mark Zuckerberg's sister, does that give her credibility? I mean, because of what her brother did, how does that... I don't know. Maybe I'm missing something here. Could just be me. So, moving on to some adoption, we have U.S. Customs and Border Protection is about to begin the live test of shipment tracking system on blockchain after Labor Day. So, CBP has named the testing as live fire tests of blockchain validating origin certificates of the partners, and they will be doing the North American Free Trade Agreement and Central American Free Trade Agreement as well. I'm going to drop this down. It's kind of technical, whatever, but I still like to read the adoption moving forward. And if that's not enough, guys, this is literally ETFU. Get it? ETFU? No? Maybe not? All right. So that's basically it for today, guys. I have to say thank you so much for coming back to my channel. You know I couldn't take a day off, obviously, even if it did have to come from the box of doom in the corner. So I appreciate everything, everyone that's been liking, subscribing, commenting. You're freaking awesome. Let's get going. Start of the week. That being said, my name's K-Dub. This is Crypto Zombie. Until next time, stay crypto, and peace out.